Here we are. Back at it. It's your boy Be the Wiser with... Introduce
Molly.
yourself a little bit.
My name's Molly. Hi.
Tell them a little about yourself.
Okay. Well, me and Brian met in high school.
Good times.
Yeah, good times. I don't know what to say. I'm starting tattooing, obviously. I'm a self-taught artist. I tried to find an apprenticeship. I was working an 8-to-5 job and I was really unhappy, and I had been talking about wanting to tattoo for a long time. And I just got really fed up with my job, so I quit on a whim. And for 2 months, I was jobless, and I was going into shops with my portfolio. Every day, I would go into at least 3 shops. And I got turned down everywhere, whether it was they weren't hiring apprentices or I didn't know anybody in the shop, so
they didn't have a reason
they didn't care about me.
Yeah.
So it was then I kind of got knocked down a little bit. And then I was like, well, I need to get a job, so I started serving. And then just one day I got convinced, I got peer pressured into giving someone a tattoo, even though I was like, I don't feel ready. And then it just kind of started this chain reaction of all my coworkers wanting tattoos, and I've just already improved from when I've started, and I watch videos and read about tattoos and stuff, and then just also by practicing on people, I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. It's like they say, you're never really ready, so
yeah.
Whoever that friend was that pushed you right there, that's the GOAT right there.
No, literally, I'm so glad.
Who was that person? Shout him out.
Mary. Shout out to Mary.
Shout out Mary.
Yeah.
Doing big things for her.
Literally.
So you haven't always been tattooing, but it stemmed from your love of art, drawing, painting, and stuff like that.
Exactly.
So what was your history coming into that? What was your first introduction to I actually really love doing this?
Art?
Yeah.
Since I was a kid, honestly. Yeah, I've always been into art. High school, I was in AP art classes.
AP art?
Yeah, I was in
I didn't know that was a thing. There was AP art?
Yeah, I was in AP art.
Crazy.
And my mom used to do a lot of art stuff when I was growing up. She doesn't really anymore, but she's always had a creative eye. And so I feel that was part of it. And then I had a really big passion for it in high school, but when I was going to graduate and everyone's choosing their careers, my parents kind of just told me, well, we know you like art, but you can't really make money off of art. And then also too, I was I want to just I want to consistent, I want to make money, blah blah blah. So I decided to do nursing.
That's right. I forgot about that era. Oh,
yeah,
shit.
and my mom had a friend who owned a practice, so basically I just started working for him, and he taught me everything I knew. And I ended up dropping out of school and I changed my major. I switched colleges, and then ended up just dropping out.
What was that decision for you whenever you're okay, I don't want to do this anymore?
Honestly, I just didn't have the motivation to do well in school. I wasn't interested in anything I was learning about. So I wasn't putting in the work to get good grades, and I would fail classes and have to retake them to get my degree. And I just felt I was wasting money at a point. And I started to do murals and stuff, and it was picking up. The last mural I did was for an apartment complex in Arlington. But it was sorry, go ahead.
I was about to say, how did that come about? You wanted to take is that just a painter's thing? You work on canvases, but you want to work on just a larger piece?
Yeah, I actually love painting murals. My whole apartment I painted every single wall in here.
Yeah. I'll show you all the tour of the apartment.
Yeah. I just, I like having a huge canvas. I think it's really fun, and then I love the end result. And
so whenever you reached out to do your first mural, did you already kind of have a portfolio up, or did they just took a chance on you?
I kind of had done some already for my friends in their apartments and stuff. And it was actually through a friend. I met this girl at a bar, and she was I don't know exactly what her title was, some type of manager for this apartment complex, and they have like multiple locations. And she was like, yeah, like my boss wants something painted on our like rooftop like
Patio
chill
thing,
area.
yeah.
And so it just kind of came about like that, and she just like put her trust in me, and it turned out great. That was like the last one I did, like, well actually no, I'm doing one right now, but that was like up until now the last one I had done, because I just did not plan accordingly. I didn't know how to price things.
Right,
like that
yeah.
was
so
like
how do you find that price? So you're like,
I still to this day
you
don't know.
undershoot yourself or what?
Yeah, I definitely undershot myself, and they ended up paying me like what I quoted them in the end. But originally, which is crazy, I quoted them $600.
Okay. I think that's pretty cheap, right?
Yeah, it's pretty cheap, especially because I included the supplies in that.
Yeah.
Mind you, the supplies, like outdoor
that's a lot of
paint,
shit,
like all the paint I had to buy was like almost $300.
No way.
And then I had to get a hotel because I don't live in Arlington.
Yeah.
And then like the gas and everything.
How many hours did it take to finish?
Oh God, I don't even know. It took me like at least like 4 days. But what I didn't think about is that it's on a rooftop and there's no shade. So I had started like during the day, and then I got fucking heat stroke.
Oh
I literally got heat stroke. So then I was sick, and I was like, okay, well I need to work overnights because it's too fucking hot.
Yeah.
So then I started like going there at like 6:37, and then like working until like 4 in the morning.
God damn. Did you bring like lights out there?
There was lights already up there because they had like a pool and like a volleyball court and stuff like that. And it was kind of fun because there was like people out there like partying and stuff, and they would just come over and talk to me.
That's cool. Yeah.
But yeah, it was like the most like mentally and physically draining thing, and I realized I was like, I love like doing big pieces like this, but I cannot do it on my own. Yeah. Like if I want to.
At least one other person, and then
at least like one other person.
Pay what you're worth, you know, also.
Yeah, and then, so I originally quoted them $600, and then by the time I had paid for supplies, my hotel and everything, I was like negative as soon as I got there.
Yeah.
I like ran out of money like by the second day.
But it's good because it was an opportunity.
Yeah.
And that'll lead you to your next one, like you are now too.
Yeah.
So this one, where's this one gonna be?
This one's at my current job, actually.
Okay, nice.
It's just like a little sign that they have out front. It's not like on a wall or anything. So yeah, it's kind of cool to like do that for like my bosses, because they have a mural already painted on the building, and I'm not sure who did that one.
Looks like shit.
No, it doesn't look like shit.
Yeah, you're way better probably.
But I think it's cool that they're like giving me the opportunity because they saw I had like an artistic eye, and they're like giving one of their employees like a cool job like that.
So do you feel like there's like any other, I guess, meaning for doing your art on a large wall mural canvas? Like, do you feel like you can be more expressive, or it's just like your mind's more free, or what is it? Does it do anything?
Yeah,
for you?
I feel like it's so much easier for me to like, I don't know, like there are opportunities, you know, because I'm like, it's such a big space. I just feel like I automatically think more big and more colorful and more fun, because like when I look at like a small canvas, I'm like,
you feel confined, like you can only do so much, right?
Yeah, I feel very confined on a small canvas.
That's interesting to think about.
Yeah.
So who would you say like are maybe some of your inspirations that you really liked, or if you had anything like that?
Like just artistically.
Yeah,
like,
just
in
like
general?
artistically, yeah. And it doesn't even have to be a painter, but just like aesthetics and kind of just like how you found your own style.
Yeah, so I feel like a lot of it has to do with like street art. Like I'm very inspired by street art. I really like colorful. I like graphic, pop art, graffiti, like all of that kind of stuff. I'm really into. And
I feel like you've got like a mix of abstract in there too, you know, like.
Yeah, some abstract as well. Not really into like realism. Like I never paint like a landscape, or if I do paint a landscape, it's like cartoonized or like you know, something like that. But yeah, definitely like really super colorful stuff. I like to do like black and white too, but like in a more like I guess like kind of way to put it is like I can't think of the word.
Like
Comic book style.
yeah,
Yeah, like that kind of art as well. I'm like influenced by.
Are there any new styles or something new you've been trying to get into?
Well, I'm trying to like figure out what kind of tattoo style.
Yeah, right.
Because I really want to hone in on a style because I think that's really how you.
That's how you make a name for yourself. For sure.
Yeah, that's how you make a name for yourself.
She does this like amazing blah blah blah.
Yeah. Haven't figured out what that is yet. I kind of want to do. I like the concept of like hand-drawn stencils like on the body, so like things that like maybe on your kneecap or your shoulder where it like fits to your anatomy,
yeah,
instead of like printing out a stencil and just slapping it on
like lame shit I'm doing. Yeah,
well I mean no I love it, but I mean like like something more personalized and like abstract, like that like forms to the body.
Yeah, I was looking at this just sketch randomly on Instagram today, and I thought of like, I think I want a tattoo like that, but the basic is like a blueprint style tattoo with a bunch of sketch lines. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
So something like that.
Yeah, I love like sketchy stuff too. I think that's sick.
I just like the raw element of it too.
Yeah, I really like dot work as well.
Have you experimented with that a little bit?
Just a little bit. But like I'm looking to make a flash here pretty soon. Just because I need to start designing some of my own stuff just for like practice and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's great right now, like doing like, whatever anyone wants, because I need practice with everything.
Yeah.
So
I feel like you're a jack of all trades, like honestly.
Thank you.
You have a wide range of what you can do.
Yeah.
But I do get wanting to find your signature style.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, like, since I'm just starting out, I do turn down some ideas.
Like, what do you turn down?
My sister's boyfriend wants a piece from his shoulder, basically to like his mid-thigh.
Goddamn.
With like a dragon, a koi fish, a tree, and like he's so convinced that I can do it, and I'm like, dude, I cannot.
Relax, just wait a little bit. Damn.
I'm like, maybe I can do it, but it's gonna look like shit, because he also wants like shading and coloring and like.
Oh God.
I'm not ready for that stuff yet, and. That's like what I'm learning is like as an artist you kind of have to like as a tattoo artist specifically.
Know your limit,
yeah. And like when people want like really intricate designs but they want them tiny.
Oh gosh.
Like people get complain like when you go to a tattoo shop and they don't want to do it. It's because they know it's not going to heal good.
Yeah.
Like in 5 years it's going to be just a black blob.
Yeah.
Like you can't really avoid that.
So what would you say that were some challenges that you didn't really prepare for or expect when you first started?
So like I don't think anyone's expecting perfection, but like just me myself, like being hard on myself, like it's just like getting used to the permanence of it. Like it's there. Yeah. Like I can't like once it's there, it's there. Yeah. I can't really do anything about it.
Yeah. You have to pay for cover up.
Yeah. And I'd much rather do touch-ups than like blow somebody out and then you can't do anything about that.
Yeah.
And it's cool because I've tattooed a lot of my coworkers, so I kind of get to like see them every day, and I'm like, let me see your tattoo.
Yeah.
Let me see how it's healing.
What are some things that you were enjoying about tattooing that you didn't know that you get the satisfaction from?
Well, I like talking to people. Like, I definitely want to. I'm gonna try and like keep this on the low, like for a while, like just do it in my own space. Because I've like that like one-on-one time with my client. And then it's like really satisfying to just see like them like it, and then like know that they have a piece that's on there forever from me.
Done by you, yeah. You're
which is crazy.
Touching everybody's soul,
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
So, what is like? So, you've created custom tattoos for somebody like who don't know what they want?
I've like put like pieces together of stuff that's already made. I haven't done like 100% like customized tattoo. That's why I really like want to like start doing flash and stuff to like find that style, and I can start designing stuff. But most people that I've tattooed like already have an idea of what they want, and I'm like open to just like, you know, get practice in.
So if you were to kind of like create a custom design, how would that process like look for you?
Well, I need inspiration, obviously. And like pictures are always great for inspiration because I also need references. But yeah, just like talking with the client and then figuring out what the vibe is of that tattoo, like what the meaning is behind it. And then just like working on a sketch and then sending them the sketch. And if we want to make any adjustments to it, do that. And then once they're happy with it, then we got a piece.
Got a piece.
We got a piece.
So what's something you look forward to in your career?
I really want to have my own studio. Like, I own it, like maybe have like some guest artists and stuff and like sell art out of it and like do events there.
That'd be cool.
Like that's
have like a market or something.
Yeah, like a market. Even like, I don't even know, like live music too. Like just fun stuff like that.
Go in a bar? Come on.
Yeah. Well.
No, yeah.
Maybe not that, but or yeah, you can. You just can't get a tattoo then.
Yeah. So I don't know the exact science behind that. So what's going on? If you're drunk and you get a tattoo, why is that bad?
Well, bad one because you're not making decisions. You're not fully, you know.
Fully aware, okay.
Fully aware. And then two, alcohol thins your blood.
Okay.
So if I tattoo you and you have alcohol in your system, even sometimes the next day too, your skin is fine, but the blood is thin, so you bleed a lot. And I mean, tattoo is literally like creating open wounds and scratching your skin.
Yeah.
So like, it's already a biohazard. That's why you have to be really careful about changing your gloves and making sure everything's sterile. Like I literally use these sterile wipes I used to use at my doctor's office job because I know that they're good.
They're good, yeah.
So if you're bleeding a lot, it's harder. It's just harder for the tattooer to like see the stencil, and then it's like more of a biohazard, and then it might not heal well. So it's just better to like be hydrated. And also always eat too.
Is there any issues with being like extremely stoned to get a tattoo?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Yeah, right. Have you ever been really high and gotten a tattoo?
And gotten one?
Yeah.
I don't think so actually.
I was like, I don't know about you, but if I'm ever like really high, like it amplifies the pain. Like
I could see that.
If I was sore or like something, like it just amplifies that shit.
It's funny because I gave my roommate a tattoo like a couple weeks ago, and she had the whole setup. She had a pillow, she had her heating pad.
Oh wow.
And we had smoked before. And she sat like a rock, but she was falling asleep.
Oh, wow. Oh, no.
And she started twitching, and I was like, girl, you gotta stay strong. Wake up for me, because you're moving, and I can't. Gosh. But yeah, she was like, didn't feel a thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I've always thought about trying like that numbing cream stuff. Like, does it actually work?
Yeah. It does work, but it does like, you know, with the rubbing and everything you have to do, like while tattooing. Rubbing.
What do you mean?
Like cleaning off. So like when I go like this, like cleaning off the ink so I can see. It does like start to wear off.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because I've had some people that use numbing cream. Most of them you can reapply like during the session. But yeah, I've heard it like literally completely numbs them. But I feel like it just doesn't last that long.
So what do you think inspires you when it comes to like creating? Whether it's just your art, your painting, or your tattooing?
I just love seeing the end result. Like, anytime I do a mural, I will like...
But you see the image and you want to...
Yeah, I see the image, and then like, I've done a lot of murals where like, people have watched me do it over time. I did one for my friend, and she moved to Colorado, and a whole bunch of us, like I'm talking like 8 people from Texas, 8 to 12 people from Texas, like flew out there for New Year's.
Wow.
So I had a lot of friends there, and then a lot of them were staying with her, and they just got to watch the whole process. And like the whole time I'm like, it's gonna look good, like just wait until I like do this extra layer or do this black outline, because like I'm never happy with it until it's finished. But yeah, it's like sometimes I'm like tired of the painting, like I just want to see the end result.
Yeah, so you just push through, you're like,
yeah, I just push through.
How was that New Year's in Colorado?
It was a lot of fun. It was so like crazy that it just so happened so many of us like ended up going out there.
8 deep in the Airbnb? Come on now. Or well, it was her place, yeah.
Yeah, there was like, not all 8 people stayed there. Like 4 of my friends got a hotel, and then my best friend and her now fiance got an Airbnb, and then it was like me and 4 other people staying with my friend Emily. And it was so cool because Emily, I met her in San Marcos. We used to live together, and it was basically like everyone from San Marcos was there, but in Colorado. And then we got to meet all her new Colorado friends. And she has a beautiful apartment, like gorgeous view, and like there was fireworks. She lives in downtown Denver, so we got to see like the fireworks from her apartment, and it was just like cool to be with like a lot of your friends like in a different state together.
Yeah, anything crazy happen out there?
Not crazy. I went snowboarding and fucking busted my ass so many times.
I mean, snowboarding is a lot harder than skiing, isn't it? Yeah.
But I wanted to do snowboarding. Like, I was like, I don't want to fucking do skiing.
Yeah.
Me and my friend Journey were like, we want to snowboard. And then I was like, yeah, I mean, I longboard, so kind of same diff. No. Yeah. It's way different.
I was like, so I've never skied before, but like, how difficult is it actually?
Pretty hard. Especially because we didn't get any lessons. Like, we literally just went out there and just fucking tried it.
That's crazy.
Like, we got advice from like some people that were like, walk like this, don't walk like that, so it's easier with your board and everything. And it's also just like physically tiring, like because like skis it's like easier to like move around, but like snowboard, like if you're trying to like get somewhere that's like flat, you have to take one foot out and you have to like push yourself, and then to like get your board on you have to sit down, and then you have to push yourself up to stand up.
Jeez.
And then it's like if you fall a lot, then you're continuously like pushing yourself up.
Yeah.
I mean, it was fun to like 3 times I stood on the board for like 30 seconds.
I was like, did you eventually get the hang of it?
Kind of. And
but
like
that was your first time though, right?
Yeah, it was my first time. The snow was also really hard where we were at. Like, it wasn't soft.
Interesting.
So like falling hurt like a bitch. And then it was either like this little kiddie hill that we practiced on for like 2 hours and just fucked around on, or like literally going down this fucking hill. So like I like went halfway up the hill and went down, but I fell like every like 5 seconds. I ended up just like pushing myself down.
Was anybody there like a pro?
Oh yeah, there was people there. Because I mean it's like Colorado, so it's like
friends.
Well, Felicia chose to ski, and she skied before, so she went at the very top, and she was doing her thing. She was having fun. And then my other 3 friends, they went snowboarding and skiing too, but they went a different day. Yeah. So I don't know how they did.
Okay, so how do you feel like you handle creative blocks when there's not really any inspiration there?
Honestly, just doing things like hanging out with friends or like going out in nature.
Yeah. Just kind of like letting life inspire you, like.
Yeah, like not like overthinking it. And I always have a lot of ideas that like pop up, and I never do them. So like I feel like when something inspires me so much to the point where like I start working on it, then that's like really important to me. But I'm always taking pictures of things. Like, I don't know, like just like I'm like, oh, I like that colorway, or I like how that design looks, or whatever, like just out in public and bathrooms and art, like even just like people, like I'm always taking pictures, and sometimes I forget about them, so like my camera roll was just a bunch of fucking pictures, but I use that for a lot of inspiration as well. And music too. Music's a big inspiration for me. I really want to do a series, like a painted canvas series. of like just listening to a song
and just going
and painting whatever comes to mind, and then like titling that painting the song.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And doing like a couple songs, and then like have like an album of
that'd be
some
so
songs
cool.
and like
your
each
own playlist type of
and like I listen to like I would say like a pretty varietal amount of music, so like none of the songs will be super similar.
I think one of the coolest quotes I heard was like, you know, art decorates the space, but music decorates like the time, and it's kind of crazy. They coincide together, you know. Like the music takes you to another world and just sends you, and then so it kind of paints that mental image.
No, like I literally will play music videos in my head of what I think the song sounds like, or like what I would be doing. Like I'm a very much maladaptive like daydreamer.
So what do you think are some nuggets of wisdom for somebody who wants to do the same thing as you? Like, granted, with everything that you decided to do, from changing majors, changing jobs, moving cities, like, what's something to help somebody who wants to do what you're doing?
So if you want to do tattooing, obviously I highly suggest living in a city. Well, I guess you could go either way. There's a lot of competition in Austin for tattooing, but there's also a lot of inspiration and a lot of really good artists and shops. If you can get an apprenticeship, I definitely would. Like, it is a privilege because most shops you're not getting paid, but they want you to work full-time hours.
Ooh, that's terrible.
Or you're also paying the artists for their time, like basically a teacher, you know? So if if you can't do that financially, that's totally understandable, and I think that's why more people are becoming self-taught artists. There's like this divide in the like tattooing community. There's like people who fucking hate self-taught artists, and they call them scratchers.
Really?
And they're like, don't ever like get a tattoo from somebody in their room and whatever. Like, I try to be as clean as possible. I've definitely seen some videos where people are like tattooing their friend on their bed with no gloves, like
that's crazy.
like just like spraying ink everywhere, and I'm like, like I know I'm not the like most professional person ever, but I'm definitely trying my best.
You're taking
to like
the steps, you know what I mean? Like,
I'm doing my best.
Knowing you, I know you're not going to do anything like haphazardly. Like, if you want to do something, like, you're going to take every step you need to, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So it can be like frustrating. Like, if you can't get an apprenticeship, then it's like, what else is there to do? Like, there's like some states that have like tattoo school, but then again, it's like a fuck ton of money. But there's so much like information nowadays, like on the internet, and there are some really cool artists that do like basically tutorials on like YouTube and stuff.
YouTube University.
Yeah, literally. So I mean, I think if you're passionate about it, which I was, and it was like really like disappointing.
I mean, like, it's a scary jump though, you know?
No,
like,
it was so nerve-wracking going into shops with my portfolio, just to be like, hey, this is my art, like, I want to learn. And then like consistently being turned down was like a bummer. Because I was like, here I am, like, I'm super passionate about art, like, my portfolio is good, like, I had a lot of artists tell me I had a good portfolio, but it's just like more of like, who do you know here? I got told by 2 different shops that I just need to find an artist I like, get tattooed by them, keep getting tattooed by them, and ask them for an apprenticeship. Really? I was like, what a long, expensive, and like might not even happen process.
It sounds like a way to pay your way to trust. Like,
it's very, it's so gatekeepy is what it is.
It makes sense, I guess. Because like, I would see why these people who were like, quote unquote, classically trained like the normal way and did what they did. So there's probably like a form of like insecurity that people who just want to teach themselves and end up somewhat possibly even better, you know? No, literally. And I mean, there are like some techniques and stuff that like should be like, you know, everyone should be doing, but I feel like there's more than one way to do things. And there's this shop that I really want to apply to when I feel ready. It's called No Good Tattoo. No Good Tattoo. And it's all self-taught artists. Oh, that's cool. And they're like really, they have great artists, but it's like, if you go on their site, it's like, are we accepting, like, if you look, are you accepting like apprentices or anything? They say we're all mostly self-taught artists.
so we don't feel comfortable like apprenticing because, you know, we taught ourselves, and they're like, here are some great links and like websites to like get you started on like learning.
Yeah.
So they don't like discourage it. They're like, yeah, like teach yourself, and then if you want to like apply to be an artist there, they're like, we, you know, don't discriminate. Like obviously we look for like clean wine work and stuff, and if you have a style, but like that's like really, I love that because I feel like traditional shops are so like,
it's cliquey.
It's mostly like men owned, and they like all have like this like ego, and yeah,
like,
so it's like,
who are you thinking you want to be somebody here?
Yeah, especially like as especially as like a female tattoo artist, because like, I mean, not up until like recently, mostly it was just guys tattooing, you know?
I was gonna say, do you see that divide in the common community?
Yeah, I feel like most every shop that I went to in Austin, it was like a guy at the counter, or like guys tattooing, or like a man-owned shop.
Honestly, yeah, I have not. I mean, any place I've been to as well, it's just mostly guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Almost never see a girl.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Why is that, do you think?
I have no idea.
Isn't that weird?
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely getting more popular. And I don't think there's anything wrong with teaching yourself as long as you're taking it seriously, because you are working with people's literal skin. You're literally scratching open their skin. So you have to be clean and you have to be cautious. I mean, you'll make mistakes along the way, but that's
everybody's
how you
gonna
learn.
make those mistakes. Yeah, exactly. Have you ever made a mistake in a tattoo?
Yeah, for sure. Especially when I first started out.
Like the permanently on somebody's skin?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how did they handle that?
They were totally cool about it.
Okay.
They were like, I don't care, it's imperfect. And I ended up going back a couple weeks later and retouching it up and like fixing the shading, and it looked 10 times better. But yeah.
We're going to close it off there. Thank you guys for tuning in. It's your boy, Be The Wiser, with Molly. Let them know where they can find you.
At Molly, at mo11yo.art on
Molly
Instagram.
Art.
Yes.
I'll tap in. She does murals. She's doing tattooing. She can paint you a beautiful portrait of your dog, of your family, of anything you want. Alrighty.
Slay.
Peace.
Do you like write questions in your notes? Like, how do you come up with those questions?
Yeah, it's like I've written them down so many times that they're kind of like all the same, of like, what's your history and what got you started and what's some issues that you're dealing with, what do you look forward to. But sometimes I do use AI just to like get them more creative, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, because I'm like, those are good questions.
I remember one interview I was doing with my friend who's a singer, and I was like, I didn't prep any questions, so I literally like went to ChatGPT. I was like, what are some unique, creative questions to ask an artist or whatever? And they were pretty good. It was like, one of them was like, if you had your own cocktail, you know, like what would go in it and what would you call it? Like,
That's cool.
Yeah. Like what would it be for you?